Baskin Phelps, 92.3 The Fan, 216-578-0092, 216-578-0092. No football this weekend, no problem. You need to root for Cleveland? I got a place for you to root for Cleveland. The Daytona 500. And why are you rooting for Cleveland? Because you are rooting for Kaulig Racing. And Matt Kaulig, who is the team president and team owner of Kaulig Racing, has a car in the race this weekend, and he joins us on the North Olmsted Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram hotline. Hey, Matt, how are you?
I'm great. And it's Daytona week, baby. I'm jacked.
I am so pumped for you. You got to tell me, more nervous to take a snap for the Akron Zips or to be an owner of a NASCAR team? What makes you more nervous?
Oh, man. Well, back in the day with the Zips, I don't think we weren't real good. So every time you took a snap, I thought I was going to die. So I'm not nervous to go down to Daytona. We had some rough years down there in Akron, but no, super excited to get back to NASCAR, get back to racing. You know, NASCAR's got such a small and short off season. I can't believe it's already here. It seems like we were just in Phoenix, which we were mid-November, and then all of a sudden this week we've got Speed Weeks. We qualify tomorrow for the Daytona 500, and just excited to be back at it.
Matt, how does a guy go about owning a NASCAR team? When did the idea strike you? How do you go from college quarterback to owning a NASCAR team?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's not easy, and it wasn't easy. You know, it's like saying, you know, you can't just go buy like a Major League Baseball team. Like if we want to just start a Major League Baseball team, you can't just do it. So I got into it as a sponsor. So started a company back in 2005 called Leaf Filter, which has now grown. It's a giant company now all over the U.S. and Canada. But as we were growing back then, this is probably 9 years ago, and we were growing down south and not quite national yet, and wanted to just get our name out there. How do you brand something without being able to, you know, spend all the money on national TV and things like that? So had the opportunity to sponsor one of the NASCAR teams and did a couple races, had some fun with it. And it was actually a really good way for us to generate leads and brand our products. So did that for a couple of years. And as I was going to races and getting to know the NASCAR executives and getting to know the other team owners and being very entrepreneurial like I am, you know, I started saying, hey, I'm spending enough money. I wonder if I think I could do this myself. And, you know, and even talking to some of the owners and getting to know those guys, it was like, man, I think we could win. So started doing that. I got our general manager, who's now the president of Kaulig Racing, Chris Rice, met with him. We started meeting with, you know, the manufacturers, Ford, Chevy, Toyota, and just seeing what kind of deals we could put together. We ultimately went with Chevrolet. We have an engineering alliance deal with Richard Childress Racing, so he's been a great partner for the last, 5 years. This is our sixth season, and just got into it. So we had one car in the Xfinity Series. Blake Cook was driving, and we've just gotten better and better and better ever since. So now this Saturday we've got 3 full-time cars in the Xfinity Series, and we're going to run our second. We have one car in the Daytona 500. This will be our second year in the Daytona 500. And last year in the Xfinity Series, we won 5 races, and we won 2 races the year before. So we just keep getting better and better. And you guys, it is super fun in Victory Lane, holding up a big-ass trophy, let me tell you.
What does it mean though to have a car in Daytona in the big race? I mean, I'm not trying to belittle Xfinity, but yeah, I mean, you have a car for the second year in a row in a NASCAR Cup Series race. I mean, the whole world's watching this thing.
Yeah, you know, and you guys, it is the big. I mean, it's the Super Bowl of racing. I mean, it's a really big deal, and so I just feel fortunate enough to have a team that's good enough, have guys that are good enough. Have sponsors and drivers good enough to be able to do that for us. So we've got Hyper Ice, which is becoming a really big brand, is going to be our sponsor. So they're on the car full time. They were really involved with both teams on Sunday in the Super Bowl. So if you look at all of our social media and Kaulig Racing, we've got Hyper Ice, on the car for the Daytona 500. So it's a really big deal. But no, it's you go to the racetrack all the time and you're in all these races and but until you've been to the Daytona 500, you realize when you actually step into the pit and there's all these people. Now, again, just like the Super Bowl, it's going to be different this year because you don't have all the people. I think they're letting 30,000 people in, where usually there's 300,000. So I know the atmosphere is going to be different. I don't know. I wonder if it'll be – actually, that's a great question. I wonder if it'll be like the Super Bowl where they have cardboard people everywhere. But super excited. Blessed, very fortunate, to be able to do that and have a car and so that the fans and our family and friends and everybody else can watch and have somebody to root for.
Matt, what's your time frame for perhaps going full time in the Cup Series? Is that a plan, or do you want to keep on the Xfinity Series? What are you thinking? No,
that is the plan. So we have committed and announced actually that we're going to run full time in the Cup Series next year. So in 2022, we will have a full-time car. We haven't announced or haven't even talked about who the driver's going to be, but I'm sure we'll run the number 16 car full-time. We're going to run probably 8 or 10 races this year in the Cup Series. So we're going to do all the super speedways. We're going to do both Daytonas and both Talladegas. And then a bunch of the road courses. So A.J. Allmendinger will run our road courses. It looks like Kaz Grala will run most of the super speedway races. I don't think we've solidified all of that, but we're fortunate enough too that we feel like we're doing it the right way. We've been in the Xfinity Series for this will be our 6th season. We just bought another race shop that's down the street from our race shop, and it's a 90,000 square foot race shop down in Welcome, North Carolina. And, but even making the announcement and getting all the people and getting cars prepared for next year really gives us an advantage that we can go into the series and not just be a startup team. We will have run, again, we ran last year a little bit and then, running 10 races or so this year really should give us an advantage to go full-time Cup racing. So that's exciting. That's fun. And I can't wait.
Hey, Matt, it's hard not to notice the Kaulig companies and the Kaulig name all around town associated with sports on TV, or even, you go to the ballpark and you got your own section up there, Yeah. It's hard not to notice it. Is racing your first love, or obviously you play football at the highest level at D1, but I mean, is there any thought in the back of your mind that you'd like to maybe, I don't know, get into some other sports and maybe be part of ownership groups? And it doesn't seem like any, well, maybe they are available now or not, but is that a dream of yours, or what are your thoughts?
I wouldn't say it's a dream of mine, but I think it would be awesome. Wouldn't it be fun to run a football team or a baseball team or a basketball team? No, I do think it is. And, you say, is racing my first love? I love racing. I think football is my first love. Like I said, just because I played at the University of Akron and love football and everything about it. I wish I was a coach, actually. I mean, if you were going to say, what's my dream job, it would be, I think it would be a phys ed teacher and be a head football coach for a high school, which I guess
doesn't pay as well, Matt.
That's the problem. I know. But no, I wouldn't say, guys, that's a goal is to do that. But I just like businesses. I like running businesses. I like starting businesses and being entrepreneurial about it. Like you said, with the Kaulig companies, we've got Ellsworth Financial, which is a wealth management company. We've got Kaulig Media, which is all of our media services and video and print and promotion and apparel, and we do that with all our companies. And of course, our Leaf Home Solutions and Leaf Filter, which we just keep acquiring companies, and we're approaching the $2 billion in sales mark this year. And so we've just grown these companies to be monster companies. So we get to do cool things like run the Daytona 500. And, if we do, if there would be teams available and something like that comes up in the future, then, we'd be really interested, actually.
Cool.
Well, I mean, you definitely have invested back in the city. I mean, you can see that you do that because we're seeing it on TV all the time now, too, and you see all that stuff. So, obviously, you guys have made that a priority to give back, and you see all the charity work you guys do on TV as well, too. So, Matt, best of luck. We're rooting for you, and we're rooting for the whole team down at Daytona. And thanks for giving us a Northeast Ohio tie to want to have a car that we're rooting for the number 16 car this weekend at the Daytona 500. Thanks, Matt.
Awesome, guys. Thanks. Have a great day.